This story is about a boy who experiences unique love from his mother in his childhood, and in the pursuit of love, starts considering himself grown up. As the story unfolds, we'll see what happens to this boy and how he finds love. Let's begin. The movie starts in a small village in Poland, where we see a mother and her son, Patrick. This village has a very small population, but it is a tourist spot. Patrick's father works far away, leaving his mother and son alone in the village. Patrick has lived here since childhood, so he has always felt lonely. For Patrick, his world revolves entirely around his mother. He plays with her, cycles with her, swims with her, and spends time by the lake with her. He has no other friends. His whole world is just his mother. Patrick and his mother have a daily routine, like racing alongside the train tracks near their village. Their bond is pure and filled with love. For Patrick, there is no one else in this relationship, but his life takes a turn when, during summer vacation, tourists start visiting the village with their children. Families gather to enjoy their holidays, but Patrick struggles to connect with anyone. Patrick notices that his mother begins going out late at night, leaving him home alone. Initially, he doesn't react much, but he realizes she leaves every evening after receiving a call. Sometimes she doesn't return until late at night, and when she does, she spends only a little time with him before making excuses to leave again the next day. This pattern leaves Patrick feeling abandoned. He starts experiencing anxiety and depression due to his loneliness. One day, Patrick notices a new girl, Micah, in the neighborhood. She seems to be spending her summer vacation there. Patrick tries to befriend her, but because he is much younger, she ignores him. The next evening, when Patrick's mother prepares to leave again, he feels frustrated and spills a glass of juice on her dress. His mother scolds him without realizing how lonely and hurt he feels. After changing her dress, she leaves to meet her boyfriend. Curious and upset, Patrick decides to follow his mother and discovers she's meeting someone else. On his way, he notices a fawn wandering alone on the road. Seeing the fawn reminds Patrick of his own loneliness, abandoned in the village just like the young animal. This realization gives Patrick a sense of comfort, and he decides to try making new friends. The next day, Patrick approaches Micah again, and after talking for a while, they become friends. Micah shares that her parents are divorced, and she often feels lonely too. Their shared experiences bring them closer, and Patrick finds joy in spending time with her. Together, they do all the activities Patrick once did with his mother: cycling, swimming, and relaxing by the lake. Patrick discovers happiness in his friendship with Micah, and his loneliness begins to fade. Patrick was starting to find some relief from his loneliness and anxiety, sharing his pain with his new friend, Micah. He was gradually beginning to feel less of his mother's absence. The next day, a woman came to Patrick's house. She was the wife of the man with whom Patrick's mother was having an affair. She couldn't confront Patrick directly, and since his mother wasn't home, the woman broke down crying. Patrick, being just a boy, tried to comfort her by offering her some food. That evening, Patrick's dad called, and Patrick's mom spoke to him. After the call, Patrick's mom warned him not to tell his dad about her affair. She even made him swear to keep it a secret. Patrick, hoping this would make his mom spend more time with him, agreed and gave her his word. But his hopes were dashed as his mother didn't seem to care about him any more than before. Patrick grew so frustrated that he began hiding the house keys to stop his mother from leaving, sometimes even hid him just to go meet her boyfriend. Alone and distressed, Patrick found solace in Micah, his new friend. They spent a lot of time together at the local lake, swimming and playing games, but this happiness was short-lived. Micah was being harassed by an older boy who seemed to terrify her. Patrick, being so young, couldn't do anything to protect her from the gang, but he was deeply hurt. The boy even warned Patrick to stay away from Micah. One night, Patrick followed his mom and saw Micah spending time with the older boy. Feeling betrayed, he became even more disheartened, believing his life was spiraling back into loneliness. That night, when his mom returned home late, Patrick tried asking for her attention, but she went straight to bed, leaving him feeling utterly alone. The next morning, Patrick met Micah. She's visibly scared, ran away without saying anything. Patrick chased after her and asked if the boy had done something bad to her, begging her to tell him what had happened. She started crying but remained silent, which convinced Patrick that something terrible had occurred. Patrick, in a fit of anger, confronted the older boy. But how could a small child fight against someone much stronger? Later, Micah approached Patrick and tried to console him, suggesting they could still be good friends. But Patrick, deeply hurt by both Micah's perceived betrayal and his mother's neglect, couldn't forgive her. His emotions spiraled out of control, and he lashed out at Micah, saying hurtful things. Micah, now heartbroken herself, walked away. Patrick was left alone once again, consumed by anger, sadness, and a sense of abandonment. Patrick was completely confused because he was a little child. He couldn't understand how to deal with the situations around him. His mom didn't support or guide him at all. Without any parental guidance, he lived in his own little world, doing whatever he thought was right. This led to a buildup of emotions inside him, making him extremely frustrated. One night, Patrick's mom came home crying. It seemed like she had a fight or a breakup with her boyfriend. After that, she remained sad for several days. However, Patrick was happy to have her around and started taking care of her. One night, Patrick's dad unexpectedly returned home, bringing lots of gifts for both of them. Patrick felt that his summer vacation was going to be amazing because his dad had promised to spend it with him. The family started spending quality time together, and Patrick was overjoyed to see his mom and dad together. His loneliness slowly began to fade, and his anxiety started to lessen. One night, while playing with Patrick, his dad casually asked if his mom had been meeting anyone or coming home late while he was away. Patrick had promised his mom to keep her secret, so he didn't tell his dad about her affair. However, his dad began to have doubts because of the noticeable changes in her behavior. Around that time, Micah, Patrick's friend, came over and asked to talk to him. They went cycling together and swam in the lake. Micah told Patrick that her summer vacation was about to end and she would have to leave. She felt sad about hurting Patrick, but there was nothing she could do. Patrick returned home and saw the same woman who had visited their house earlier coming down the stairs. When he went inside, he found his dad sitting in the bathroom crying. Patrick realized that the woman must have told his dad about his mom's affair because her husband was the one Patrick's mom was involved with. Heartbroken, his dad decided to leave and return to his job, possibly never coming back. Patrick's mom tried to convince his dad to stay, but once trust is broken in a relationship, it becomes nearly impossible to repair. Patrick's dad left. The summer vacation ended, and Patrick had to go back to school. His mom got him ready and dropped him off at school. They are both walking on the road, not talking to each other. Patrick is very angry with his mom because his dad left him due to his mom's selfish behavior. Because of her actions, he couldn't connect with anyone, and he became mentally blocked. He couldn't talk to other kids, and he didn't get his mom's love. Now they are about to cross the railway tracks. His mom is walking ahead, and the child falls behind, which is a metaphor from the director. It signifies that you are moving forward in life, leaving your children behind. And between the two of them, you never know when an emotional outburst in the form of a train might crush your dreams and loved ones. The mother turns around and sees that Patrick has fallen behind. She looks at the train, gets scared, and starts crying, worrying about what will happen to her child. Suddenly, this movement makes her realize who is important in her life, who is part of her life, the man she meets every day, or her husband, or her son who is always with her. She realizes that maybe she needs to change the track of her life, and with this realization, the movie ends. If you liked the explanation of the movie, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.